What's up, fish peeps? Well, Biggs is neglecting some things. So today, did a big water change on that tank. But the tank on the other side of me there, the Congo tank, it needs some work. Not only does it need some work, it needs a big water change. We want to clean it up, but we got other things we got to do. Let's take a peek. All right, the tank itself is fine. There's certain aspects of things that I don't like about it. You can see like all the algae that's been growing on some of the different anubias and stuff, but that's just trying to keep everything in the holding pattern. You know, you guys, we've talked about it before. You know, I still am running the big giant Eheim canister filter that's going to be used over there. But there's been a lot of things going on in my life, and I haven't really been able to tell you guys what's been going on. It's not that I haven't wanted to, it just hasn't been. It's just been so busy. But this tank needs to be cleaned up, needs to be changed up a little bit, because we have some new inhabitants that need to go in this tank. Now, they are not the inhabitants that we originally intended, that we were planning on putting in this tank, you know, what the tank was set up for. But you'll notice every time you come in here and look at this tank, you see the few cherishes, the tetras, the African tetras that come across the front, but you almost see nothing else. Now, that's one in part in the fact that I'm not here as often. I'm not here sitting in front of the tank a lot like I would rather be. But I think there's a way and means that we can go and liven up this tank a little bit. And down the road, when the fish that we do intend to have in here, they do become available, well, then we'll get them then and we'll deal with something then. Okay, you guys remember this tank? It's just kind of like a quarantine tank. It's got algae all over the front. It's gross. Yeah, I know it. But the inhabitants, these are all the fish that I brought back either from the American Cichlid Association Triple Crown. They were given to me by a dear friend in Louisville. And then you see there's 4 red ones in there. There was 5, but I never did find the 5th one. They all made it back, but those were a gift from Kenny E. Up in Portland, and those are the Hemichromis exol. Now, with the new revision of the genus Hemichromis that we've seen from some dear friends like Anton over in Austria, I'm not really certain where this one will fall, but it's an absolutely incredible fish. So in this tank, we have a large group of Gobiecichla irvini, which is an incredible fast water species. I see the camera just keeps focusing mostly on the algae, so I apologize for that. And then we also have the large group of that big guy sitting right there in the center, and that's that crater lake species from Africa. They're really, really ancient cichlid. This is Danichelia sucere. Now, only the Gobiecichla, which is the goby-like ones on the bottom there, those actually come from that fast water type region that we would have for like the buffalo heads and stuff like the Congo, the African stuff that we're talking about in that tank. The Hemichromis exol are not actually a West African cichlid. They are actually an Eastern African cichlid, and they come from Lake Turkana. And then the Danichelia, they come from another crater lake as well. That's very, very usually fairly warm. But I think all 3 of them, as they were doing very, very well, and this is like a standard 75-gallon tank, I think they'll do fine if we add them into that, 160-gallon tank with that background. We'll give the tank a nice big cleaning, clean up the substrate really, really well, remove a lot of that detritus and so forth, and then set up the tank that these guys got. And I think by the activity of all these fish being added to that tank, it'll bring the buffalo heads out as well. Maybe we'll see the buffalo heads and that beautiful little Sundodontis cat a bit more frequently. Those Danichelia are just incredible. And those exols, I'll put a little bit of the footage of the one that we saw that at Kenny E's place. If you saw the link in Kenny E's fish room, when the male was showing off, they're just absolutely striking and very, very different. Now, from just looking at them casually from the outside, looking at them like any other, they look very similar to any other jewel cichlid, to the most to non-discerning eye. But when they go into their breeding dress, they are decidedly different than almost any other hemichromine that I've ever seen before. So they're definitely more than likely going to be within their own genera down the road, because they're nowhere even near where most of the other hemichromis are even found. Very, very different species. But let's get to it. But let's go and give it a good cleanup. Maybe we'll take some of the wood out to open up some more space in it. I do have a lot of these branches that I've harvested just as it started to freeze up. Had a lot of new growth and stuff, so these are kind of a wet-growing wood. Maybe it's like a willow or something. I was originally going to use these in the piranha tank, I'm not really certain what I'm going to do. Maybe we'll use some of them in this tank or not. We'll see. But I got those 2 real nice, cool killer pieces of driftwood in there as well already. So let's see what we can do. Well, the tank hasn't even settled yet. And I haven't even put in the new inhabitants. I just did a big water change and changed the scape. I added a few of those willow branches. And I just had to shoot a quick little video to show you guys. Like, I'm absolutely in love with the color. That little punch of color that those branches give to it. This is literally 2 little short branches. Well, I guess they're about 4 feet. And I guess all that newer growth. But these are super plentiful on my property. They grow, you know, several feet a year. They're basically large-scale weeds. So cutting down a few branches, once the sap has stopped moving, and now that it's winter here, won't affect the tree whatsoever. But absolutely love it. I took that monstrous piece of driftwood out of the center there, where there's a bit of an opening. I moved the one that's over on the left side around a little bit, and I just put these 2 large branches in. You can see the cherishes just absolutely love it. The water's still a little cloudy right now just for being stirred up, but we also even cleaned out the canister filter. All right, we've caught all the fish. Now we're just going to be letting them drip. You can see the air line there that's running. And there was decidedly a lot more than we originally anticipated. Or maybe not, I don't know. There's a lot of the Dankilia. It's not really focusing because there's so many fish there. There's still all the hemichromis. And then we also have all those Congo Aquarium blue lip irvini. So we're going to let them drip there for a good half hour or so. Make sure the water chemistry is ideal. I got my good helper Paisley here. Paisley's helping us. She helped me catch all the fish, showing me the fish. So we're going to let them drip, and then we'll get them into the new tank. And right on time, right during the middle of filming, we lose power. The room's absolutely silent for the first time in years. So we're going to continue dripping fish by candle. But fish are still in the bucket, so I guess we got to get them into the tank. So we're going to continue the dripping. And when we come back, hopefully the power will be back and everything will be back to normal. Yeah, you can see all the fish are just thriving in the new habitat. It's like doing YouTube in the 1800s. Can't see much of anything. But look at it. Oh, there they are. Oh, look at them all just. Oh, they're just enjoying life. So hopefully power comes on soon, and then we can see them a bit better. So all in all, I think our goal of exactly what we wanted to do was to liven up the aquarium and have a bunch of the fish come out, get a lot more activity. I absolutely love seeing these Congo Aquarium irvini all kind of front and center, hopping around on the rocks. Now the tank, we did add a high door pump there. You can see it in the upper right-hand corner. And it's definitely helping. We still have the canister filter running, so that's where that current is coming there in kind of the center of the tank. And you can see by the crinum calamistratum plants there that they're all pushed over, so it's looking really, really good. What do you think, Paisley? How does the tank look?
Awesome.
Looks awesome? Mm-hmm. Did we do a good job?
Yes.
Yeah? What would be your favorite fish in the tank? You like the XLs, the red ones? You wait until they get all fired up and want to have babies. They're going to be screaming red and have bright electric blue spots all over them. So, overall, today was definitely a success. Sorry, it took us 2 days to actually do it due to the power failure. Paisley, why do we drip the fish?
To make sure the water chemistry is the same.
That's right, because if the water chemistry isn't the same, what could happen?
The fish could get sick.
Yeah, we don't want the fish to get sick, right?
Yeah.
Very good. So I guess we can't call it a true Congo tank anymore, as we have species from several different regions of Africa. But it is an African tank, and it's primarily from non-rift lakes, I guess. We have cichlids from Etria with the Dankilia sucerae. We have the hemichromis exol from Lake Turkana in eastern Africa. We've got the Congo species, the Steatocranus casuarius, and then we have those Congo Aquarium blue lips irvini, and then our beautiful group of African cherishes. We still have the synodontus, but I have not seen him since, and I did very carefully comb over the big giant piece of driftwood that we did take out, but he should still be in there. but he didn't come out today. But overall, we definitely accomplished my goals. Thank you for watching, my friends. Till next time, take care.